Today I want to show how to make a nice dish with a polenta, crispy, and then with a pesto of kale, Tuscan kale. For the polenta we need water, milk that I'm adding to the water, then some butter and a big pinch of salt, and then obviously some polenta flour. First of all, we put this on a high heat in order to make it boiling, and in the meanwhile we prepare a pan for the Tuscan kale. Tuscan kale, in this case, I have very small and tender leaves. If you find a kale with big leaves and a big rib, take the rib off before using it. So what we need is some olive oil, garlic, sage, and rosemary. Then we add our kale that we already washed, and we put this pan covered on a very low heat in order to make the kale become soft and take the flavor of the rosemary, sage, and garlic. Then when it's a little bit softened, we add some salt and pepper. When you see the milk and water start boiling, add the flour bit by bit and keep on turning. Okay. Continue stirring on a high heat until the liquid is completely absorbed by the flour. It will take just a few minutes. You see, it's quite fast. Here we are. The liquid has been absorbed, so turn the heat off. Stir for a little more. And then take an oven pan. This is already buttered, and pour the polenta onto the pan. And spread all around and make a layer of about 1 centimeter. That is probably ½ inch. And then once you've done this, you just put in a hot oven for about 30 minutes. After a few minutes, as you can see, the kale is softened a little bit, so we can add a little salt and pepper, black pepper. Stir. And leave cooking on a low heat, always covered. As you can see, I put some water on the heat because if the kale dries too much, we need some water to help to get soft. So just leave covered again and cook for about 30 minutes. So after a few minutes again, it's getting softer, but it's starting sticking on the pan, so I add a little water. I keep on cooking until it's really soft, always on a low heat. After about 30 minutes, you can see the kale is softening. Maybe I will leave cooking for 5 minutes more, adding just a little bit of water. And then, in the meanwhile, the polenta is ready as well. Okay. After 30 minutes, the polenta is ready. As you can see, it's well brown and starting getting out from the edges of the pan. And in the meanwhile, the kale is ready as well. And at this point we go on with making the pesto. We pour all the cabbage in a bowl or in a food processor. Then we add pecorino cheese, sheep cheese, grated. If you don't find, you can use parmesan as well, but this would be better. And then we start with a little olive oil. There is not actually a certain quantity. You need as much as it's needed to make a creamy sauce. Then immersion blender or a food processor could work as well. Okay, just taste a little to see if we need more salt. A little more salt, just a little bit. Okay, here we are. Take a plate and then and if you like, you can add some grated pecorino.